can sum up the show for you with one word. Nothing. Nothing? Nothing.
Everybody's doing something. We'll do nothing. I still don't know what the idea is.
This is the show, and we're not gonna change it.
The longest winter of my fucking life. All right, you ready? You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, I mean, we can start however we want. Doesn't matter. This is the first episode. This is a pilot.
Yeah.
This is the pilot of This is the show. Welcome to the cast, everybody. I'm one of your hosts, Casey McGowan.
I'm Alex
Uh-oh. What's your last name?
Webb. I'm Alex Webb. Boo. He says, "What's your last name?"
You gotta say it so the people can know who they're dealing with here, you know?
Yep, that's me, Alex Webb.
Bro, you know what I just... Wait. Should we introduce the cast at all, or should I just ask?
No, let's just get going, bro. Let's just start riffing.
Listen, if you guys are listening to this, you've seen in the description, this is a podcast about nothing. This is the show. You're in it right now. This is it.
This is the what's all boiled down here is two friends talk on the phone all of the time, and they said, you know what, we should really start recording these.
Yeah, I mean, it's the definition of, like, some people, like, it's actually what I love about a good cast, but some people hate it, where it's like, it's just two guys talking about nothing. Me and you, this is all we do. So we were like,
all we do.
Who does it better than you and me?
Literally nobody. Nobody talks about absolutely nothing like us.
So I just meant to. So yeah, this is the cast. Welcome to the show. It's gonna be this. You heard the theme song. I'm Casey. He's Alex. We're doing it. But I just realized I don't think I know your middle name.
Yours
name.
is okay. So your middle name is John.
You got it. Fuck. Now I'm the worst friend.
Yeah.
This sucks.
Yeah.
Pilot
Yeah.
episode. I'm already the shitty friend.
And I got to be honest with you, bro. My
Uh-oh.
middle name, I know you're not an office guy, but it's pretty easy to remember.
Michael?
Michael Scott is my middle name. Michael - Scott.
No
it's
way.
Literally
Are you fucking
the
with
main
me?
character. No, I'm not.
Are you? No. Be real. Are you doing
No,
this?
I'll
for the,
send
for
you
the
a picture of
cast?
my social security card right now.
Yo, actually, take a picture. I'll post it in the description of the podcast below, so all the listeners on the pilot episode can get all that information. Bro, are you serious?
So they can fact check it. Yeah, that's my middle name, Michael Scott.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, I guess they named you that before the show.
Yeah, significantly earlier than when the show came out. Yeah.
What year were you born?
I was born in 91.
And The Office probably came out in what, 2004?
That feels right. Yeah, it's like mid 2000s, early 2000s. Yeah, something like that.
Not that far off. It was close.
No.
Damn, that's crazy. Did you freak out when you realized that?
You know what's funny is I didn't realize it until I was watching that show early on DVD.
Oh,
seasons
boy.
like 1 and 2. But I didn't realize it until I was like 20 when I was watching an episode randomly and I was like, "Hey, that's my name."
Bro, you know what I just realized?
Yeah, what?
Watching shows on DVDs, dude. Lost
Yeah.
art. There was like 3 years of DVD box sets of shows before that was the end of that. I feel like it was quick. It was a brief run.
No, they were around for so long, man.
Really?
Oh, dude. Okay.
Oh, go ahead.
Two things. I used to work at a record store, and we used to sell used DVDs and Blu-rays, and the primary DVD on hand were TV shows by like a huge margin. I mean, it was like there were so many, man. You got True Blood, anything that came out of Discovery Channel. It was crazy, dude.
What's True Blood? I don't even know what that is.
True Blood, it's like a vampire show on HBO. It's like one of the first, like, when HBO had that rebrand where they were like, we're not just adult films and like
We're not just real
hotel
sex.
rooms.
Yeah, dude, real sex.
And I guess Bill Maher or whatever his last name is, because he was on there forever. It still is technically. Anyways, they did like a whole rebrand when TV started really picking up. It was the same time that AMC started putting out TV shows like Breaking Bad, Mad Men, Walking Dead. And yeah, HBO was a part of that. True Blood was in there. I've only watched like a few episodes of it. People say it's great. I believe them.
You gotta believe them.
I mean, I'm not gonna argue with somebody about how good a vampire TV show is. Now here's something worth revisiting, which is the price of DVDs, or specifically TV on DVD.
Like
and I'll
box
give you an
sets?
example. Oh, crazy! Because, well, I'll tell you, there was so the show called The OC. You ever watch The OC?
Is that the Orange
Like
County show?
Yep, that's what the OC stands for. Yeah.
Bro, you know what that is? That show was the show that blew up Death Cab into the mainstream, dog.
That's exactly right. Like, it blew up so many bands. Like, Modest Mouse was on there. The Walkmen was on there.
They loved it.
I think, yeah, Interpol was a part of the soundtrack too. Well, because they had a concert, like a venue. They had like this little dive bar that people under 21 could apparently go to, even though they were serving open alcohol there. And they would just have bands playing all of the time. And yeah, they were pretty good. And then a band. Did you ever listen to Rooney?
Rooney Mara?
No, just Rooney.
Just Rooney Mara is from Social Network, right?
Yeah.
She's dating the Joker.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
No. I don't know Rooney though.
Okay, well, Rooney, the lead singer to that band. Okay, so let's talk about Francis Ford Coppola. Has a daughter, Sofia Coppola. She directed,
filmmaker.
Yeah, Lost in Translation. She did the Christmas special with Bill Murray. So they are related. The Coppolas are related to the Schwartzmans, like Jason Schwartzman from.
Yeah.
You know who that is? Like the indie guy. So his brother, I forget
Heart
his name. He's a
Huckabees,
Schwartzman.
bro.
Yeah, exactly.
More like I
right.
Heart Schwartzman.
Yeah, exactly. So he's related to the lead singer of Rooney, but it's like this whole. It's just weird, man. It's like weird how they're all like.
So let me get it
woven
straight.
together.
So
Okay.
the Coppolas are related to the Schwartzmans, who's related to the people in Rooney.
Yeah. Well, the lead singer of Rooney is a Schwartzman.
right. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Damn. So anyways, how expensive were those
so-
DVDs though?
So TV on DVD season 2 of the OC.
Yeah.
I bought it in FYE. You ever go to FYE before?
Dude, I used to. We're gonna have the show is a tangent, folks. So if we don't get back to something, deal with it. This isn't the show. This is the show, but this isn't the show for you if you're not into what this is gonna be. But dude, FYE, for your entertainment, for the folks listening at home. Dude, I used to go to FYE. It was like my happy place. Like I would go
place.
If there was like a mall. I would spend hours in FYE putting on those gross headphones that everybody shared, where you could like scan the CD and listen to like.
Well, this was before COVID. Nobody cared.
Yeah, bro, we loved it. We loved sharing those headphones.
Yeah, FYE was wild. Everything was extremely overpriced, and then CDs started to go away, and so they started to do DVDs, and then DVDs started to go away, and then FYE went away.
And then inherently, FYE lost its business. But okay, so how much were they at?
Well, it's
FYE?
like when you go on a Hot Topic and it's like a wall. It's just like vinyl figures now, man. They don't even sell. It's just it's bizarre. FYE, the OC season 2 TV on DVD, $70.
No way! Get the fuck out of here! Are you serious?
I swear to God. And dude, there was like
stupid.
19 discs in this thing.
Bro, that's a lot of
Crazy.
disc.
Yeah, no,
That's
really,
why
there
they
was
had to
like
charge
2
that
floors.
much.
Yeah, well, no, there was like 8. But that's still a lot.
Bro.
But that's back when television was 24 episodes a season.
Yeah, bro. So you probably had The Office on fucking DVD.
Yeah, although the first season of The Office was only like 9 episodes or something crazy like that.
Well, I'll tell you, speaking of FYE, RIP FYE, bro. That's a fun.
R.I.P. FYE.
That's a fun alliteration. But fuck. What was I just gonna say?
You were going to say, funny thing about FYE, R.I.P.
Oh yeah. So speaking of that, I got the first DVD box set of the show How I Met Your Mother, because that show came out in like
Classic.
2003. I got
A
that
great
DVD
comedy.
box set from Blockbuster, bro. I
Wow.
rented it. I
Wow.
rented season 1 of How I Met Your Mother, and I watched it with my 2 brothers because we didn't have cable in our house, and there was like no TV. And
Sure.
it was like when we moved to this super small house, and we like didn't have any cable, not even an antenna. So like, we literally only had the DVD player. So we
Yeah.
bought that, and I watched that. We like watched that whole season, and so that's why that show holds a special place inside me.
Yeah.
That sounded weird, but
You know, it's funny. There's something so nice about being locked to only DVDs or VHS, and like there's no other thing to watch. So you've only got those 5 movies to pick from. There's something nice about being forced into only having. I mean, because I'm almost positive you come across this where you've got Amazon, you've got Hulu, you've got HBO, you've got Netflix, and you're like, what the fuck am I supposed to watch right now? It's
Bro,
like too much.
We came across it last night. Me and Alex tried to watch a movie last night. Well, we did watch a movie, but
We did.
You know, there is that thought when we first log on to Discord. We're like, well, what the fuck are we gonna? There's like a million things. I'm like,
It's crazy.
We
It's
had that quick
overwhelming.
moment, even just on Amazon, bro. We were on Amazon for the folks at home. They got a good selection, by the way. If you're listening, first of all, happy Friday.
Amazon's got some. Yeah.
This cast drops on Friday, so happy
happy Friday.
We hope you had a good week. It's the week of the fucking inauguration. We're relevant, bro. We don't know what happened on Wednesday. I guess
It's true.
I guess
Yeah.
we'll find out next week on next week's
We'll
episode.
find out. This is obviously being recorded before the 20th.
Yeah, so we'll find out. I mean, not that much further. It's Monday. It's just we don't know. So, but anyways, my point is that fuck. Oh, we're on Amazon. If you're
Yeah.
listening right now, January 2021, like if you're a relevant listener, there are some good ass movies on Amazon. Like they're
Really
crushing
good.
it right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, we just
Some
watched
really
the
good
Shia
stuff.
LaBeouf movie. We loved it.
Honey Boy. Yeah.
Honey
Sad.
Boy, sad movie. He's canceled, but we still
Huge
watched
bummer.
it. So what do you want
Yeah.
us to say?
Yeah, we had to do it.
But before we watched it though, we remember we came in. We were like, this is what we're watching. This is last night.
Mhm.
We're like, this is what we're watching. And then we log on. We start talking. We're doing it like we're doing a mini cast,
Yeah.
just
Right.
shooting the
We're
shit.
just
for-
riffing on top of it. Yeah.
almost for like an hour, and then all of a sudden there was like 3 movies, and then eventually you made me fucking crack up. You go, all right, what the fuck are we watching? Come on, like what are we doing? We can't wait. I was like, no,
Because you just go down the rabbit hole. You're like, oh yeah, there's like 90,000 movies on here per platform, and half of them look terrible. Just right off the rip, you're not going to watch it. But then you're like, do we watch a terrible movie? Because if you're open to potentially watching a terrible movie, then sky's the limit on these services.
Bro. We
There's
love it.
some real trash on there. And bro, I mean, it's like when we watched that one horror movie. You remember that? That college project? That was pretty good.
Alex called it the movie starts and it's just like this low budget, like really bad looking movie. And he
Think
just goes,
low budget and then go lower.
He goes, and Alex just goes, bro, I love a college film. Fucking made me crack up because we were like, we can't watch this. You can't watch
It
a
was
movie that
pretty-
like it looked worse than one of my short films. Where you're like, you can't. Come on, what are we doing? This is ridiculous. What am I doing my friend a favor?
Yeah. I don't appreciate when people look at art and they say, man, I could have done that. But in this exact instance, in this specific scenario,
Say it.
and not just me, not just you, anybody could have probably set up 90% of those shots.
Yeah, I mean, it was like the lighting was like they took an iPhone and were like, "How about this?" and just like shined it right in someone's face, and you're like, "Why is it so washed out?" And they're like, "It's a horror film." You're like, "I don't think you know. I don't think you know what that means. That doesn't mean you could have some bad lighting over here."
Yeah. Yep. True. Yeah, but those movies are fun to watch for that exact reason, which is just that they're kind of absurd and you get a good little riff out of them. But,
Oh yeah, I mean, what was that movie called? Do you even remember? I can't remember now.
No clue. Yeah.
I think it was called it was a clown killer. Remember? That's what I remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember,
There was
like,
a
the
killer
name of
clown
it.
in it. Yeah.
It wasn't like, and it wasn't like an 80s, like Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Those movies fucking rule.
Yeah.
It wasn't
Not
one
like
of those.
that.
But that's what I'm saying. We were on Amazon last night, and we just but Amazon last night, it wasn't even like bad movies. We were like, you know, we were like, we could watch Chinatown. We could watch fucking.
Yeah.
Bro, we're supposed to watch Chinatown tonight. I forgot about that.
yeah. Chinatown's on the list
deck.
when we're done here.
It's on deck, but yeah, we were like, we could watch that. We could watch fucking, you know, there's a lot of good movies on there, bro. Joseph Gordon-Levitt, 7,500.
That's right.
I told you I watched that, right?
No?
Yeah, I watched
No,
it.
you didn't tell me. Man, that looks pretty wild. How was it?
It's so stupid, but I feel like you would actually like it. I feel like you'd be into it.
Well, why? Is it like a courtroom drama? Because we
No.
love a courtroom drama.
No, this cast does love a courtroom drama, though. How about this?
True.
I'll say this
Big
up top.
John Grisham guys.
I'll say this up top. That way people, if they can't get more than 20 minutes into this podcast and they want to email us how fucking stupid we are, you can email us at thisistheshow@gmail.com. I
That's right.
registered the email today.
Great.
So you guys can email us if you know of any courtroom dramas, because we
Send
will
us a
watch
courtroom
them
drama.
and then we'll review them on the
Yes.
next week. We'll each
We'll talk about
individually
'em.
watch it and we'll talk about them.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is the show at gmail.com. Feel free to email us. Anyways, but no, it's like, I feel like 7,500, you would like it because it's like, first of all, it's like, I thought, oh boy.
All right.
I thought we were done.
Have at it.
I thought we were done as a have at it. What a funny turn of phrase. Have at it. Like we're about to eat Thanksgiving dinner or something. Have at it.
Like Little League just got over and Dad let out like 6 sandwiches. He's
Yeah.
like pulling them out from the cooler. You know,
Yeah.
That's never happened because I've never played organized sports and I don't have a dad. But if I had either of those things, I'm sure that phrase would have been said.
Yeah.
All right.
yeah.
So you're watching. So it's 7,500. You think I like it?
I was just gonna say, I think you would like it just because it's short. We love a short movie, bro.
It's gotta be short.
This is the other thing that is about us. If it's 90 minutes, we'll watch it.
Definitely, I'm in there.
There's a good chance if any movie is like 80 to 90 minutes, I'll probably watch it.
Yes.
But
Definitely.
so it's like 90 minutes, pretty short. So that's a plus. It's got Joseph Gordon-Levitt. He's a good actor. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He is.
But it's an international film, so it's not an American-produced movie. I think it was like Berlin or something like that.
Wow.
But because of that, like, I don't know if it's like they're still doing this over in Europe, but like the premise of the movie is that hijackers take over a plane, and then the hijackers are Muslim, and you're like. What I was trying to say is, like, I thought we were done with that as a society with that stereotype.
Yeah,
But
I thought so too. I thought we left that in the 90s. You know, that's like big 90s energy.
I mean, not the fine folks that produce 7,500. They love it. They're just getting into it. And so that's like kind of the plot. Like, you're like I feel like terrorist movies, like, I feel like just assigning, not to sound too woke here, but assigning a religion is never it's never a good idea, I should say. Like, it's always bad.
Yeah.
You're always like, this is
It's always
not
bad.
Like, you could have terrorists take over a plane in a movie and have them be like, we're crazy guys, or we're stealing money or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, of course.
There's other options. You don't have to do that. But, like, because of that, this movie, you're watching it, the whole time I'm watching it, being like, I can't believe they're doing this.
Yeah, we hate to see that, you know. I think that anybody has the capacity to be a terrorist, and I don't think that we should gatekeep others, you know.
Yeah, bro, we don't discriminate.
Yeah, so.
Discriminate against. But, anyways, check it out,
Yeah,
folks. It's on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, 7,500. But yeah, so we're watching Chinatown tonight, right?
I hope so.
Yeah, Chinatown. Yeah, that's the one. I mean, I'm around. I got nothing to do.
I never
My
saw
wife's
it
out of
before.
town, and when she leaves, I turn into a complete degenerate. I shower and I keep the house clean. That's fine, but just the use of my time just goes out the window. I'm like,
Right.
I'm just only watching movies and playing video games and eating Taco Bell.
Right.
Which is, you know, that's always fun for like 2 days maybe, and then like the third, fourth day come around and you're like, man, this is depressing. Like this sucks. You know?
Right, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
I'm like, I gotta do something else.
But,
tough.
you know, I mean, whatever, man. You're like it's a 4-day weekend for you. You're hanging out. You're having a good time.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, it's funny because every time I want to relax, I like feel guilty. You ever feel guilty for relaxing?
Of course, man. That's my whole life. I panic
I'll just sit down
when I have nothing to do.
Yeah. And it's like, I don't know, man. It's just unfortunate because I feel like there's really little time that you actually do get to relax because, you know, there's work and there's projects you're doing and people you're trying to talk to, blah, 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 right? Like there's a bunch of stuff that you always have to do. And so you only really get a few hours or, you know, small windows of time to relax. But then I sit down on the couch and I'm like, all right, I'm just going to chill. And then I start chilling and I'm like, should I be doing something else? You know, it's the rat race, man. Just looms over you. And then you go on Twitter, you see people being so productive. They're like, oh, I just did 70 drawings and I just started a movie and I'm like, good God, man. It's heavy.
Yeah, man.
It weighs down on me.
There's no escape. There's no escape from people doing better than us.
Yeah. It's brutal. Yeah.
But hey, we're doing this cast right now, and that's something.
That's true. And I have no problem with seeing people succeed. I love seeing people succeed, frankly. I love seeing that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that when I want to just do nothing.
Yeah.
It's the doing nothing, and then I'm like, I should do something. Even though, really, there's so much benefit in doing nothing. You let your mind wander. Like,
yeah.
Every time I go on vacation, I have a nice kind of window of downtime where I'll like just, you know, sit there. I'll wake up before everybody else. I'm just kind of sitting there thinking with my thoughts, and the mind can just wander and reflect and not be focused on any one thing. Yeah. That's like that's the best thinking energy right there. When you have nothing to actually think about, you just let your mind drift, you know, as long as it's not self-destructive, you know, thinking that, because that can happen. But
dude,
yeah,
I'll say this.
You know what I'm saying?
I'll dare to say this. Everybody's doing something. Let's do nothing. You know what I mean?
Man.
No, I was gonna say like, just to add on to that, I like watching people succeed that are good. I like watching good people succeed. You know, if Trump wins, I'm like, oh boy.
Yeah,
you know, I don't like this, but
yeah, exactly.
So like, yeah, but I totally agree, man. That's like my whole fucking existence. Those are my day offs. For me, like, just an insight about one of the co-hosts of this podcast. If I have nothing going on, I panic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, days off, I'm like, oh, God, you know. And I think it's probably deep down, like, it probably stems from, like, a level of, you know, I should be doing something, which is stupid. People need to relax, bro.
Yeah, and, you know, sometimes there's like too much pressure on, like, the amount of things that you're doing. But really, when you get down to it, the people that are, you know, experts at something, it's because they've just laser focused on it for 10 years of their life, 15 years of their life, and like that's all they do.
Right. Yeah. And like whatever you and I are doing, it's all right that we're doing those things.
Yeah.
It's like the meditation people, you know, they say be here now. It's like, you know, whatever you're doing, do that, you know?
Yeah.
Granted, that takes practice and, you know, life's hard and it's hard to get to a place like that, you know?
Yeah. Yep, it's true.
Damn, bro. This is the show.
This is the show, yeah.
You guys never know what you guys are going to get here. You might get, you know, riffing on 70 up 500, and then the next second we're fucking talking about meditation and not stressing out over not doing something.
Yeah.
I kind of hate the, like, culture we live in of, like, you always got to. It's the culture, bro.
Yeah. Well, because everybody wants to, like, succeed and, like, be something. You know what I mean? Like, everyone wants to, like, have that shining fame. I'll tell you, nothing creates more anxiety for me than, like, the idea of fame. That's something I've never wanted to strive for. It just seems so overwhelming. And bro, you look at these famous people, they get famous, and what's the one thing they want to do? They just want to be a normal person. It's hilarious.
I know.
You get to the top.
You spend that whole time trying to get to a place where everyone knows you, and then all of a sudden you're like, I actually don't want this because it's bad. It's inherently wrong.
Well, and I was really thinking about this yesterday because we were talking about Shia LaBeouf, and we're talking about just, you know, everything that's come out with him in recent weeks.
Yeah.
And really, I think no, it's all right. No, it's all right.
I know. I'm just laughing because like it's just just having fun.
Yeah.
I'm just laughing.
Yeah, yeah. But like we do this over glorification of famous people where we expect them to be some sort of like altruistic, like holier than thou above everybody, and then when they fall short of that, or when they do something that is heinous or
you could say
offensive,
wrong. Yeah, bad,
wrong. It's like
in general.
Like we're just shocked, and it's like maybe we shouldn't elevate random actors to these places of like prestige when it puts unhealthy weight on both parties. Like puts unhealthy weight on just the normal you and I folks, who are looking at them and they're like, oh man, like the Affleck's crush. Well, all right, they're probably not a great example either, but like, shit.
You can say Damon.
Yeah,
he's a good example.
Yeah, sure. Like
He's a
Matt
good
Damon,
guy.
right? Yeah, exactly. Or like Leonardo. It's like he's out there. He's doing global warming stuff. He's talking to the UN. It's incredible.
Bro, I forgot he's always doing that stuff.
He loves it, dude.
He's always like tweeting about the Tigers. You know what I mean? You go to Leonardo DiCaprio's Twitter page, and it's like you're like, I wonder what he's, But this goes against like the grain of like it. Like, I mean, I'm off Twitter, or I try and be off it as much as possible. But like, the second that we got introduced as a society that we need to know everything that's going on with everyone all the time, it made the idea of celebrity that much worse. It's like, people can feed in, people can become their, like, Instagram is like a celebrity's, it's their own paparazzi. If they're posting, like, it's then they get to, and that, like, on a celebrity level is probably super unhealthy, and I know that for a fact because everyone tells people, regular folks like me and you, or regular people, that social media and, like, indulging in that is super unhealthy.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And what social media has done has given like more people access to potentially become famous. So it's like lowered the threshold of fame so that more people can obtain it, which makes it therefore more appealing to create that sort of content because there's a higher likelihood of you getting famous while living in Milwaukee instead of having to go to Hollywood to become famous, right? Like you can do it from your couch now.
Yeah, which is just like
Crazy.
This level of like infiltration of like personal life. I just remember like not knowing anything. Like there was always like extreme fandom, like in music it's huge, right? Like people are like super fans. There's blogs. There used to be like Tumblrs and shit dedicated to people.
Yeah.
Just to like be like they're working on this and like checking what people are up to and that sort of thing. That's always existed.
Right.
But there's this weird level of like nowadays it's almost no choice to know everything about anyone. And you're just like, ugh, Like everybody's like, I'm gonna go off the grid. You can't get off the grid. It's done, bro. We're on the grid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The second that the internet and social media and like there's nowhere, it's like that thing of like there's nowhere to hide. Like people are like there's a ton of space. Like you and I have been through a lot of America. There's a lot of space to be places, but like you log onto Twitter and the entire world is
you got that cell connection, man.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's plugged right back in. You're like, I'm away, I'm disconnected, I'm off the grid. It's like, no, you're not. You just have to fucking go on your phone and then everything that happened and what's going on that day of everyone and everybody that's popular or famous or also like in the news and blah blah blah. Yeah, no, it's true. Well, and what cracks me up is when people do these like, when people do these like social media detoxes and they do the before post, they're like, I'm deciding to take some time from Facebook. Oh,
and
so
I'm
funny.
Gonna be off of Twitter for the foreseeable future for my mental health and Godspeed. Good for you.
Yeah,
but I think having to contextualize the fact that they're taking a break and also publicly announcing it is like, just like log off. You know what I'm saying? Like just shut your computer down.
Well, that's the thing. You don't need to
delete the app.
Well, I was gonna say you don't need to even delete your Facebook to like disappear off Facebook. You just stop going on it and stop posting it on it, or like with Instagram or Twitter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you can just not be on them. I still have a Twitter account I just don't go on it that much. You know what I mean?
Sure. And you don't
Sometimes I
follow
go on.
anybody.
No, I don't. That was the big thing for me because Twitter, and the folks at home know this. Whoever has a Twitter account, you fucking know it's the worst. When the pandemic first started or anything happens, if you follow people and they like a tweet of someone you don't follow, that's something maybe you don't want to
Just pops
see,
up in the feed.
you'll be seeing it. And I'm like, I can't have that. So I only see my tweets. I have to go
That's a good call.
search
What
out.
does your feed even look like then?
It's just my tweets, like a history of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's very interesting. You're like
It doesn't
this
like
is-
serve you random famous people or anything.
It
like
does
that?
not. It really doesn't. Because I don't like anything. Like it shows me ads, but ads are fine. Ads are everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You
There's
can't
ads
escape
on
the ads.
fucking YouTube. Like it literally feels like Twitter first felt like for me. Because I got a Twitter account very early, bro. I got a Twitter account in
me
like
too.
2009.
Yeah, same here, man. That's when my account opened up 2009. I
Don't
was
you remember
18.
Don't you remember like 2009 Twitter when no one was on it? They didn't have like what's trending, like hashtags were new, and so like it just felt like that's why it's always funny because like if you search your old tweets, it's just you tweeting like it's a person. Oh, excuse me.
Oh shit.
It's just you tweeting like it's a personal diary account. You know what I mean? Like there's
Yeah.
like it's like what Facebook.
You're writing
like,
to yourself.
Yeah, like I would just be like, oh, like
I'm
there's
still
some
writing to
dude-
myself, bro.
Yeah, me too. I mean,
Oh shit.
when I would tweet, like if I look back at tweets from when I was in early college, it would all the tweets are like, "Oh, I miss her," and you're like, "Oh
Yeah.
no,"
Oh.
you're like, "Oh no."
It's just quotes from like songs by the Shins or something, you know?
yeah, and you're like, "Oh boy, Casey was." 2009, Casey was in it
Yeah. He was-
on January
he was-
3rd at 11 p.m. in 2009. That Casey was dealing with something. Just
Yeah.
kind of interesting to look back because it is like a personal diary. Like, you know, people are like, oh, people used to journal like every day and, you know, what they're doing and like back in the day. And I'm like, we just do that now with social media. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that,
we would just tweet whatever we're feeling.
or
especially
we'll
at
post,
that point,
we'll post what we're
yeah.
doing on Instagram. You know what I mean? We're like, you know, I get the memories where it's like in January of 2015, you took this photo, and I'm like, oh, that's when I was working at Apple. Like that's when you know what I mean? Like I get
Yeah.
those all the time where I'm like, damn.
Well, and like the memories pop-ups, you know, like on Facebook or whatever else, like where it'll show you from like 5-6 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what's interesting when that happens for me? I'm interested to see what you say about this. Whenever my memories pop up, I always was like in my mind, mentally, I was like, man, I was doing so much better back then than I am now. Like I'm only getting worse as I progress. You know what I mean? I see a post from 2017. I'm like, dude, 2017 Casey was crushing it. Like he was only focused on this. Like he was only drinking Pepto-Bismol back then. Like what a hero, you know?
Yeah. Crushing. Yeah. Well, I'll say this. I don't think that I was like. Well, I definitely know I wasn't doing like better in a lot of ways, especially like mental health wise. I feel like now I'm in a much better place than I used to be. But I felt like more, like I knew how to be in my 20s. You know what I mean? I knew how to function at that. And now I'm 29. I'm staring down the barrel of 30 coming up in July, and I'm like, I don't know how to be 30. I don't know how to be in my 30s. That's a very weird thought for me.
Bro, I don't know how to be any age that I am ever.
Well, because
I keep waiting to be like. I keep waiting to be like, oh, like it's all retrospect for me. It's all hindsight. Where I'm like, oh, I really was like feeling 24 when I was 24, but at the time that I was 24, I probably felt super immature, or I felt like crazy, like I'm, you know, gonna die every day, which has like been the theme of my life forever.
Sure.
So you know,
and that heart just keeps on ticking, you know.
I mean, against all odds, but you know.
Against all odds, you eat like 900 calories a day.
But you know, it's one of those things where I'm like, but then in hindsight, I'm like, oh, look at me, you know. And so that's what it. But like, you know, it's the rose-colored glasses of the past, you know. And so like, I never feel like you're not probably going to feel like you were in your 30s until you're in your 40s. You know what I mean? You're saying that about your 20s right now because you're about to not be in your 20s and you're looking back.
That's true.
At the early days of your 20s, bro.
Yeah, and yeah, I guess what I'm feeling is like in my 20s there felt like there was more wiggle room for trial and error and failure and more experimenting, right? And now again, coming up to 30, I'm like, well, and it's not written for anybody, and I truly believe that everybody's story and whatever else they got to do is like different, and that's fine.
Sure.
But I guess I just put this pressure on myself more than anything that like in my 30s I won't have as much flexibility to try a new job or move somewhere, or you know, it's like just all those like those doors kind of start closing because you're choosing to open other doors, and if you go down one door you can't go down the other, right? It's like that whole thing. And so it's just kind of interesting. But there's this really kind of like exciting part of it too, of like the unknown of what 30 looks like, because I feel like, again, I had a lot of really good life examples from other people about my 20s, but
Right.
like 30s, like I don't know anybody in their 30s right now. I'm like one of the older people in my group, or there's like a person that's like 30 already or 31, but like
Right.
I don't know someone that's 38, you know what I'm saying? And they can pass down some lessons to me. So that's kind of an exciting moment of like, well, it's just kind of uncharted territory, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, I think that will all just, as you live it, it's like that thing you don't realize. Like, I mean, it's a quote from The Office, but like, I wish I knew it was the good times when it was the good old days or whatever that is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's
While you're already in them.
Yeah, that's the truth, bro. Bringing it
Yeah.
back to The Office DVDs,
Which
at
is
the beginning
hilarious
of the
because you don't even
episode.
watch The Office like that, dude.
No, but
But
somebody
we've-
told me
yeah.
told me that quote or something. Like I think
Yeah.
I think I just like know it from the show, or maybe I did. I mean, I've seen episodes, bro.
Yeah.
I've
all
seen.
right.
I've seen.
That's Ed Helm. Ed Helm says that in the show.
Yeah, I've seen. What episode have I seen? I've seen the one where they play basketball in the first season. I know that one.
Yeah.
I
Classic.
know the one where, and that's about it.
Crazy John Krasinski's career, huh?
Yeah, he was on
How
that
he
show
just
for a long
became-
time.
Well, yeah, he's on that show forever, and then he started to become like an action hero movie star, started
Whoa.
directing movies.
What's he an action hero star in?
He's in one of those like what is it? It's like Jack Ryan or something
Oh
like that.
Yep. Tom Clancy.
And yeah, Tom Clancy. He's like the militarized version of John Grisham. He does the courtroom dramas. Tom Clancy's handling wars.
Yeah, he's military dramas.
Yeah, Hunt for Red October.
Never saw it.
Yeah, it's good submarine movie.
Ooh, I like being underwater. That's fun.
Yeah, I could never in my life be in a submarine, dude. I couldn't even be in a submarine above water, like the ones that are floating up. No way, dude.
Why not? Why not?
It sounds. It's so tight. Have you actually like looked at photos of like what a submarine looks like on the inside?
No, I've only seen like movies where they're like actual movie sets, and I'm like, it doesn't look so bad.
Take a plane, take the seats out, and
Yeah.
now make it smaller and put 150 dudes inside.
150 dudes. What type of submarine are you taking?
Dude,
I
these-
guess military submarines. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. What? Is there some sort of like private submarine that you know of? No, it's all of military.
I tell you what, I'd be interested if there was a private submarine. I could get into
I
that.
couldn't do it, man. You go hundreds and hundreds of feet below water. That sounds like a panic attack waiting to happen because
Oh,
it's
yeah,
not like
yeah.
you can just get out. Even a plane, you're in a plane, jump out, you'll float down. It's like you can still breathe.
Wow.
You're jumping out of a submarine, you're drowning.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. It is spooky down there. I bet.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same feeling that I have when I fly, which is like I can't get out of this scenario.
Yeah, it's
I can't get
claustrophobia.
off the plane. Yeah.
It's claustrophobia. I think that's really what it is, which everybody has. I mean, some people have it way worse. Like, there's some people, like, although, dude, I mean, I remember one time, like, we had at my old job, Buck Mason. This is where I
Sure.
used to work.
Yeah.
At my old job, we were on like 6th Avenue and like 28th Street, so we're like, we're in the heart of the shit. I live in New York City, folks, for anyone listening. Alex lives in
Like a king.
California. But
Yeah.
you know, I live in Queens, but I live in like this very, very like chill neighborhood in Queens. But then I worked at this old job. I worked at this super stressful part of Manhattan. And I hate Manhattan. It's the blast zone, bro. Get me out of there. You know what I mean? But speaking of 7,500, okay, all right,
All right. All right.
But oh man, that's the first laugh I got out of you this whole time.
No, come on.
But
He says, "All right, I'll tally that one down."
yeah, I got one. I got one for the cast. I feel like I'm bombing over here.
No, what are you talking about?
No. We were talking about real stuff for a minute.
Yeah.
But no, but what I was gonna say is that in this area of Manhattan, so we had an office building and it was 8 stories high, right? So not that big. So the elevator is pretty small. Like there's only 2 elevators for the whole building. But at like 6 p.m. or 5:30, from like 5 till like 7, everybody's leaving the office. You know what I mean? From different offices, not just from my office, but like from all the other offices that are in those buildings.
Yeah, on the other floors. Yeah.
I'll tell you this, the small elevator, like sometimes you like click the button and it comes down and it's already packed. I was on the 6th floor and I'm like, there's that like claustrophobic moment where you're like, I can't do it. You're like, I'm waiting for the next one.
Yeah, I'll get the next one. No problem.
Yeah. I used to take the stairs a bunch too.
Yeah, I was gonna say 6th floor. That's stairs. That's stairs.
Well, going down it's stairs. Going up, come on.
Yeah.
That's a rough way to start your morning.
Yeah. Bro, you know these psychos that start their days with workouts?
I never want to know them.
I romanticize that idea of waking up at like 5:30, like peak
My brother
me
does
functioning
that.
is like
My brother
yeah,
does that.
Dude.
My
well,
middle
he's
brother.
a psycho then.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
He's got a kid, you know. He's like one of these regular people. You meet these regular. You ever meet these regular people where they like have a kid and they get up early and work out and go to bed at 9? You're like, what the hell is this?
I mean, you know, maybe he can be my goal for my 30s. You know, like I said, I don't have, you know, someone to look towards. I'll just look towards your brother.
I'll tell you this: he's 30 exactly.
Damn,
he's
really?
exactly 30 years old.
Wait,
Yeah.
he's only 30?
My middle brother. Yeah, he's 2 years older than me.
Yeah, but that means he's like how old are you? 28?
28. Yeah,
27.
I'm 20.
28.
I'm 28.
Yeah, all right.
Your birthday is in July. You turn 30. I turn 30 next, like not this April, next year. I'm 1 year younger.
Yeah.
Than you.
Okay. All right.
Like I
so
turn
it's
29.
Like 28,
I turn 29 in like 3 months. So like we are the same age for like a couple months, and then you turn 30, and then I turn 30.
I just thought for some reason he was older than you, like older than 2 years by you.
Well, you know why? It's because how much more fucking mature he is than me. He's got a kid. He's got a kid. He's got fucking.
He's got a kid.
He's got a house.
Damn.
He's got a house. He's got a kid. He's got fucking.
It's very impressive.
You know, he got the vax.
Man, I would kill for a kid in a vax right now. You know.
Yeah, I would fucking. I want that vax so bad, bro.
Yeah.
If we get that
need
vax,
the vaccines.
you and I can start like podcasting in the same room. You know? Oh, dude.
Yeah.
If we
well,
keep
you're
this
never
cast-
gonna fly.
Well, I would fly. Come on,
He
bro.
says,
I flew last
well.
year. I flew last year, like this time, like last February. Come on, bro.
Yeah, but you know that was a
Pre-COVID, pre-COVID world.
Yeah, that was pre-COVID, and that was a tough time. So post-COVID, I don't know.
But here's the thing:
You might as well just hop on the Amtrak.
But that's what I'm saying, though. We get that vax, then we're good. I allegedly. we don't
allegedly,
know.
yeah.
We
well,
don't
until
know.
the super COVID comes out, you know that one's brewing over in England right now. So.
Is that the one? That one's already in California, dog. You better watch out.
Yeah. Well, I'm about to not be in California, but you know, not like it's any better. I'm moving to Arizona, dude. That place is like
they love
like
COVID
they don't even.
there.
Bro, they don't even believe in it. They're like COVID. Yeah, I don't know about all that.
Yeah.
Eat inside. They
Bro.
eat inside there, dude.
Did you eat inside when you were there?
I ate inside once.
Come on, bro. You're playing with fire. You're playing with fire.
Listen, I quarantined for 2 weeks. I don't know how. I literally I called my wife. Her name's Shelby. I call Shelby and I'm like, I'm actually surprised that we haven't got it like from that trip because
You
we
never
went
know,
into what do you mean you never know?
You
Of
could have
course you know.
been. You never got tested though. You could have been a person that didn't have any symptoms, dog.
You think that's true though?
People have had it. Like people have gotten that blood
But
test
eventually,
and not know
you're
that
gonna
they
have
had it.
symptoms.
No. There's people that like never had symptoms.
Well, I would actually love to find that out. So I mean, not like you can't get it twice because you can get it multiple times. You see these news articles. It's like the New Yorker. She's like, I caught it twice, and I'm like, Jesus, you know?
Is that real? Is that a thing?
Ye-
Fuck.
What? That you can catch it more than once?
Yeah, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
there's people who have had it like 5 times now, dude.
But I imagine it gets less and less intense every time.
I would hope so, but who really knows how this virus, bro? Nobody knows how this is like. You know, this is all new.
But that's what I'm saying.
Anyways.
So you don't know that you didn't have it or don't have it. You can have it right now, dog.
Yeah.
That exhale. That was perfect. That was a perfect exhale. Oh, man. I'm excited for next week's episode already because, like, this week there is, like, you know, some stuff that might happen. You know.
Yeah.
We
yeah.
hope
Well,
that
like with the
everything's
inauguration.
smooth. Yeah. We hope that everything's
Yeah.
smooth, but, you know.
Yeah, really excited to recap what I hope is an uneventful
Yeah. I hope it's a regular ass
inauguration.
Wednesday,
Maybe we can just
bro.
say, you know what? Yeah. I would kill for a regular Wednesday.
That's like the fucking. That's been the saying for the last like 14 months for me. Is like I could just use a regular ass Wednesday. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm sick of having like eventful Wednesdays. Like enough with
Yeah,
the
it's too
events on
much.
Wednesday.
Yeah, we can't be doing that. We can't be doing that all the time. You get that burnout.
Oh, dude, I you ever have this? You ever not realize you're burned out until you were burned out already? But then, like, when you're feeling better, you're like, man, I was burned out that whole time. Like, I feel like I must have felt, like, really bad, but you don't know because it's, like, that constant
you're just
state of burning out.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, well, and it I found at least that there's, like, this kind of ebb and flow towards it, you know? It's like one day I feel fine, and then the next day it's like, holy cow, man. But I really just feel like a lot of that is because we're in this sort of like monotonous state of being at home, doing the same thing every day, trying to break up the routines as much as possible, but ultimately just watching the Chromecast loading screen for 3 hours and staring at Twitter.
For the people that don't know, the podcast listeners, me and Alex are big Chromecast home screen guys.
Yeah, it's the new DVD menu. You know, where you just let the DVD menu repeat. It's the same idea, but with the Chromecast screen.
Bro, check this.
Yeah.
Watch this. Hold on. For the folks at home, you'll understand in a second. But because me and Alex, obviously, we live on the same coast, but we've figured out how to podcast remotely because technology is not all bad. But
It's true.
So I'm sending him a picture of where I'm podcasting right now, and I'm in my studio. He's in his studio, but take a look at that.
That's it. That's the
yeah.
loading screen.
Yeah, I got the screen on right now for anybody listening. I got that screen up right now. I would say when people are like, "What'd you watch the most in 2020?" I would be like, "It was probably the Chromecast." Like
Google
every year,
Chromecast. Yeah. Yeah.
ever since I got a Chromecast, it was like it's the thing I watch.
Well, the pictures are so nice and calming. You know, they rotate some art, some nature shots.
Yeah, it's nice. You get that one with the 2 dogs. You know that one? You know that one.
I don't recall a dog.
There's
I don't get a lot of animals on mine.
Maybe I have mine set to animals because I got monkeys on my screen right now.
And yeah, I don't get animals like that at all. It's like almost always nature, like some foresty scenes or something.
Yeah, you get like a nice Grand Canyon shot.
Oh, love it.
You ever been to the Grand Canyon?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's in
Jealous.
Arizona.
I've never been.
I mean, it's huge.
I thought it was in Nevada.
It's in both.
Oh.
That's how big it is.
Oh, fuck.
That's how big it is, dude.
That was my follow-up question was how big is it? And you just answered it by saying it's in both.
Yeah.
Which one is it more in? How about that?
That's a great question, and I don't know. Let me look really quick.
Jamie,
Grand
pull it up.
Canyon. Yeah,
that
exactly,
up.
dude. We need a Jamie. All right,
We're
Grand
our
Canyon.
own Jamie.
That's true. Okay, we're going national park. I suppose it's helpful to specify that. I'm gonna go to maps, and it says, man, I think it's like mostly in Arizona. Wait, yeah, it's like mostly in Arizona. It like really just kind of tiptoes in Nevada. In fact, it just kind of bleeds into it, but ultimately, yeah.
Is it
Crazy.
Nevada or Nevada? I say Nevada.
I say
feel-
Nevada.
I feel like everyone says Nevada. I feel like I'm wrong. I don't know where I
Yeah.
got Nevada from.
I don't know. I mean, it sounds like a fancier version of Nevada. It just sounds like sounds nice.
Nevada sounds like a Midwest guy saying it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
going out
Yeah.
to Nevada
Sure.
with
That
Ronnie and
flat A.
Johnny.
Yeah.
We're going out. We're gonna go to Nevada.
Dude, have you ever been like? How many national parks have you been to?
0. I don't think. Wait. Let me think. Wait. What are the national parks?
Well, there's a bunch of them.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know if I've been to one like that. I didn't know that it was one. No, I don't think so. I don't think I've really ever done that.
A lot of them are in, I feel like, anyways, national parks list. I feel like a lot of them are on like the West Coast and like the mid. You know, I don't know how many national parks there are on the East Coast.
There's one in
but-
Maine, Acadia National
Okay.
Park.
Right.
Acadia's big. I've not been there though, but that's
Arcadia or Acadia?
Acadia, I believe.
Yeah.
I believe.
I've
I
never heard
could
of it.
be wrong. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
But,
yeah. Look at this map, dude. There's only like 4. Yeah, there's only like 4 national parks on the East Coast, so that makes sense, I guess, because yeah, once you start to get to Colorado, everything on the west side is like national parks. There's a bunch. There's like 5 in Utah. There's 2 in
Well, Utah, yeah, it's like you got the big landscapes. So.
Utah's gorgeous. Yeah, so, I mean, I've never been, but it's supposed to be.
My girlfriend's been to Acadia National Park in Maine. She said it was awesome.
Huh.
So I should go to it. I feel like it's some
Yeah,
point.
and there's a bunch in California too, or like a couple. You got
Yosemite?
Joshua Tree. Yeah, Yosemite. I've been to Yosemite, and Joshua Tree. Joshua Tree is crazy.
Yeah, I've never been. I gotta get out to that West Coast more. I mean, I've been to the West Coast, but I haven't spent.
Yeah, you spent a lot of time out here.
I've never lived there though. I mean, I lived there
Yeah.
for like a couple months right after college, or not even.
Sure.
Like I feel like a month and a half, maybe at most.
In LA, right?
Yeah, and then I've been to San Diego, been to San Francisco, been to San Jose, been to LA,
Mm-hmm.
been to. I think that's it. That's all the major city. I've never gone up north in California. Like I've never I guess San Fran is kind of north, but I've never been to like Sacramento or anything like that.
Yeah, that's like northeast. That's like the middle of the state, pretty much. The capital.
Is it Sacramento?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always the city that you don't think it is.
It's always. It's
Bro, what's the
never. It's
capital of
never
New
the
York?
big city. Shit, Albany.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's never what you think. You'd be like, why wouldn't it be
Yeah.
the one I fucking live in? The big one.
Yeah, the huge one. Yeah. Yeah, kind of weird. I
The
know.
o-
Well, yeah, sorry, yeah, go ahead.
No, the only one that I know that makes sense is where I'm from. I grew up in Connecticut, for the folks listening that don't know me personally, but grew up in Connecticut, and Connecticut's capital is Hartford, and Hartford is like probably the most well-known city in Connecticut, besides New Haven, but New Haven's much smaller, I believe.
Yeah, that checks out.
So, you've been to New Haven.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Weird place, man. It's like it's just nice around that school that's there, and then everywhere else is like pretty busted.
Yeah, it's that train station. I've been to that train station more times than I can fucking count. It is like literally I've been there hundreds of times because I used to commute into the
Sure.
city, and then because I live past New Haven, I live more on the northern coast of Connecticut than the southern. So that New Haven train station, I one time. How about this? Here's a fun story from my past. I one time took the literally the Journey song. I took the midnight train going anywhere. But no, I had to catch a train back from. I was with my brothers, I think,
Yeah.
when I must have been in high school because Kyle was in college still, or like early college. And my oldest brother lived in New Haven for a while. And we all went to the city to go to a basketball game, I think. I think we all went to go see LeBron James or something like that.
Hell yeah.
Play against the Knicks when he was on Cleveland. And we ended up afterwards getting food at this now closed restaurant called the ESPN Zone, which is just like fucking an Applebee's, but they have TVs with ESPN on everywhere. It's fucking sick, dude. It's fucking awesome. And it was in Times Square, and then, but we had to catch the last train.
Oh, I've seen photos of this.
Yeah. So I had to take. So we stayed there till like literally like 1 a.m, and the last train out of New York to Connecticut to New Haven is at like 1:59 in the morning.
Yeah.
And
That's
I just
late.
remember taking that last train. No one was on the train except for like drunks and like, whatever.
Yeah.
Going back to New Haven. It's a 2.5-hour train ride from New York City because
Oh
it's far,
my
bro. It's
God.
fucking far. New Haven is like halfway down the fucking coast of Connecticut. So we take a
Holy
2.5-hour
moly.
train. We get into the New Haven train station at like 4 a.m, where it's like closed, but like, it's one of those situations where like if the crazies are in there, they're just in there,
Yeah.
And we got out of there, and it was like, yikes. It was like wild. You're like, you never want to be at that like 4 a.m. train or bus stop. It's never good.
Yeah, it's too late and it's too early at the same time. That's wild. 2.5 hours though?
Yeah, because it makes every local stop.
Oh. It's
Yeah,
not an
dude.
express.
No, the express stops after rush hour. So like if you catch like a 8 p.m. or 9, probably like 9 p.m. is like when it all turns local. Bro, you take a local train out to Queens, where I used to live in Queens. I used to live in Forest Hills, bro. You catch a local train from like 42nd Street on the E train going out to fucking Forest Hills at night. That's an hour fucking train ride, That's like an hour and a half train ride making all those stops.
That's so wild.
Brutal, dude.
Yeah. It's been so long since I lived there that it's been 5 years. I mean, I'm moving from California in March, and yeah.
Yeah,
So
bro, you're moving in March?
yeah, moving a few months early to save on rent.
Fuck.
Yeah. I
God
mean, it just
damn.
makes sense because we're going to have to break our lease anyways. So instead of breaking in August, we're going to break in March and save money.
Damn. Where are you staying?
We're going to get a little month-to-month studio downtown Tucson.
Oh, okay. I was like, damn, what are you going to stay in the lot?
No,
The
yeah.
house? You gonna sleep in
Just
the
sleep on
lot?
sleep on some concrete pads. Yeah. No, we're going to rent a little studio, but and then put our stuff in storage, but
Damn,
dude,
bro, I
I
didn't know
mean,
that.
yeah, we're going to be saving thousands of dollars a month on rent doing it that way.
Yeah, I mean, I bet. Fucking where
So-
you live is so expensive. Way more
It's
expensive
ridiculous.
than New York.
Yeah, I can't imagine how people like survive out here long term. I mean, like I said, I've been here for 5 years. I'll be moving on the 5-year mark, and it's been a blast. But yeah, I do not couldn't do it long term. So expensive. Just
See, bro,
yeah.
look at
feel like
this.
you're
You were
just wasting money.
You were just saying it before, but you're like, new beginnings and stuff in my 30s. Bro, you're turning 30 this year. You're moving to a brand new state. You got a whole thing going on. You got lots of different things
That's
that
true.
can happen.
That's
Look
true.
At you.
Yeah.
You got the
World's-
possibilities are endless.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Or are you gonna say the world is my oyster?
No. Have at it.
Dude, world is my oyster. What the hell? Or world is your oyster. Where
Yeah,
the hell
world is
does
your
that
oyster.
come from?
It sounds like something that somebody said in the 20s. That's like it just sounds like a very old-timey thing to say.
Is it because oysters are like decadent?
Yeah.
Like the world is your
Probably.
oyster? Like world is your oyster. I'm looking it up. I'm
Yeah.
looking it up.
I love the origin of sayings.
Oh yeah, it's the best. What do they call that? Etymology or something like that?
Yeah.
There's a word for that.
Yeah. Yep.
This phrase was coined by William Shakespeare. How about that? And first
course.
appears in his play The Merry Wives of Windsor. Somebody named Pistol. Well, fucking sick name, dude.
Hell yeah. Pistol Pete, bro.
Dude, Pistol. I wish my nickname was Pistol. That'd be sick. It's probably Pistol because I got a little.
I'll start
little
calling
dick,
you Pistol
bro.
right now, dude.
Yeah, dude, Pistol because I got a little dick.
Oh, come on. Stupid.
So, come on, this is the show. What do you want me to do? So,
love it.
Pistol said, "Why then the world's mine oyster?" Well, that doesn't roll off the tongue as well. Which I with sword will open. I see. One theory is that the phrase initially related to wealth, but now means all life's richnesses, with the pearl in the oyster signifying this. Right. I figured it was something to do with the pearl because there's pearls in
Yeah.
oysters. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Isn't that
So it's
crazy, by the
like-
way? There's pearls in
Yeah.
oysters. What the hell is going on in there?
Dude, think about like how so much stuff is made, like silk, you know, coming from worms and stuff, man.
It comes from worms?
I'm pretty sure.
Damn.
That
That's
sounds
fucked up.
Wait, is
That's
that true or
fucked-
false? Hold on.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Hold on. Where does silk come from? Jamie, pull that up. I'm out here just dropping
This
false
cast-
facts.
This is a pilot episode. This episode rules. We haven't talked about anything. We've talked about so much
Dude,
and nothing at the same time. It's
Dude,
literally
it-
just like our phone calls.
This does come from. Okay, yeah, hold on. It's the silkworm. It's the silkworm produces silk. What a great name. Do you think they named it that because of it?
I think so. And I also think,
Yeah, of course.
what if it didn't? What if it didn't?
It was just irony. They're like,
yeah, yeah.
well, that
No.
really worked out.
So there's the silkworm. There's the Silk Road. You know about that Silk Road, right?
Yeah, well, that's where they transported it, dude.
Yeah. Dude, is
Crazy.
it just me or like when you think about like historical stuff, like really historical stuff, you know what I mean? Like colonial times and before, you know?
Yeah.
Do
Okay.
you always like? I always picture it like the Silk Road. Like I always picture it like a nice little road where people just walked with their silk. You know, like I picture
Yeah.
it like it's a cartoon. You can't picture it as like real life, even though it's probably way not like that. You know?
Yeah.
Everybody's probably
yeah.
dying and fucking got diseases and shit.
It was terrible. I guarantee you it was awful there.
I'm
Yeah.
sure everything from the past was awful.
Yeah, I mean that's the epitome of like the rose-colored glasses that we were talking about earlier, right? Looking
Yeah.
back, you know how you meet these people, they're like, "Oh, I wish I lived in, the 70s." Do you know how terrible the 70s was?
So terrible.
Awful. And they're like, "Nah, but like Jimi Hendrix." And it's like, "No, all right, first of all, he was only really popular for like a few years and then he died. He got way more famous posthumously, right?" And yeah, so anyways, that but that all comes back to the fact that like life has never been better on a on like a day-to-day kind of thing, right? Like you're and I'm speaking for like, this is a very US centric statement, but
Speak for America.
yeah,
Get on
I
the
am the
podium.
voice of America.
Get
Yeah,
on the
no.
podium.
But I mean, we're just not in danger for our life 24/7. You know what I mean? We're not like no one's breaking into our homes. Like that does happen, but I'm saying the scale in which it does happen is
Oh yeah,
significantly
it's
smaller.
always, dude. Like anybody who says that life in general for like general will always be the best. The current time you're living in, you know.
Yeah.
Nothing
Yeah,
good
it's
comes
always-
from the past. That's
No.
what was funny about the Trump thing with like make America great again. It was like this. It's like okay, back to whatever ideology that was conservative about that, but also like oh, we got to go back to what it was. It was like what? Like we eat a cheeseburger and it gives us fucking mad cow disease when that was a thing. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they weren't even genetically engineering cows back then. You know, I don't want to live at that time.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and you had doctors telling you it was all right to smoke. It's like, gee, like nobody knew what the hell was going on. Like, yeah, very bizarre.
Yeah, no, I agree. This is the best time. Like, yeah, it's fun. The Silk Road, it's fun. But like, I'm glad we're not. I'm glad you and I are doing this cast on the phone in separate apartments, in the safety of our homes, rather than me and you talking on the Silk Road, walking fucking worm jizz
Yeah.
from one side of the world to the other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel way
very
better
true.
about this. You know,
Yeah, way better.
and that's the funny thing is because life is the best time to ever be alive right now, and it still sucks. Because the idea.
Yeah, it's
about
definitely
life-
pretty tough right now. I think overall it's like decent, but we're in a rough patch by no mistake. Yeah, it's pretty gnarly.
But like even on a day to day, it's like life still sucks, bro. It's not perfect. Whoever invented it, they really they put some flaws in there.
Yeah, a couple of roadblocks for sure.
Damn,
Yeah.
bro, what should this episode be called? What do we talk about?
We talked about FYE, bro. It should be called
FYE
It's like
and other stuff.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, that's what if we do the. Oh, excuse me. If we do.
Shit.
If we do the titles, we should do that thing where it's like one thing and then other stuff. Because like I said, this is the show. It's a podcast about nothing. There's no theme per episode. We're not going to be like we're going to stay into one topic.
Yeah, or we could like call out like 3 things that we talked about. Like this thing, and this thing.
Yeah, we put it in the description. Put it in the podcast description.
Like FYE, turning 30, and silk. It's like that's.
And world is your oyster etymology. Dude, Shakespeare. Did you know what Shakespeare invented? How about this?
What did he invent?
Maybe this will be the last thing we say because we're at what are we at right now? An hour 7.
Yes. Yeah,
so we probably it took us a second when we were getting going, but I think right.
Yeah, this feels good though.
We were doing the clapping thing, right?
Yeah.
So that probably took like 7 minutes, so we're good. But it was probably like 3 minutes. It is not 7, but. No, I was going to say Shakespeare. How about this? Speaking of what that guy came up with, he came up with un.
What?
Un.
What are you talking about?
Like the
word un? Like
no,
undo something?
Like to add that to words to mean the oppo, he came up with. So think about like where he was like where if you say like that's unbelievable.
Like undo.
Unbelievable meaning it's not believable. Like he did that. That was him.
Damn.
Instead of a character saying, I guess, like being like, that is not believable, or however they talked back then. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I think that was a perfect example. Yeah.
Thanks, bro.
I think that was a solid impression.
I'm a good impressionist. What can I say?
Yeah.
But
very good.
Instead of saying like that's not believable, he was just like, fuck that. UN, bro. UN.
That's enough. Yeah.
Isn't that great?
I mean,
that's fun.
Yeah, that is great. That's a very fun fact. In fact.
How come? In fact,
well, that was redundant. Yeah. Delete that. Brutal.
I was just gonna say. We should come up with a word. I feel like that is a lost art of the past. It's like coming up with un. We should do that. We should have one.
Yeah. All right. This time next week, let's come up with something.
Yeah, if you have an idea for a new word or way of speaking, email us at thisistheshow@gmail.com.
Yeah, but we want it in dictionary format. So we need the word, the pronunciation, so the phonetics of it, and then the definition, and then also use it in a sentence. So you need all 4 of those things.
If you don't email us.
Don't even just forget the email. This is the show at gmail.com. Forget it unless you're going to give us those 4 things.
Or you can email us about anything else. It doesn't matter. We're happy to hear from you.
But if it's a word suggestion and it's not those 4 things, we're going to delete it.
Yeah, we're not even going to look at it. We're going to open the body, and then the 2 of us will be like, what the? And and then we'll probably call you out by name. We'll read your email address.
Yeah.
Oh, man. No one's going to listen to this.
No. But you know what? This is nice. This is a lot of fun, and there's literally nothing else to do right now, so this is perfect.
Well, that's the thing we were talking about before. Just to wrap up this whole episode with this one thought that I just am thinking is like we were saying like the idea of like people want to be famous and celebrities and they can do it remotely and blah blah blah. For those that don't know, me and Alex are like putting this out in the ether just because we want to like mostly listen back to these. Like it's a great archive.
It's an archive.
I mean? It's awesome. Yeah. It's the best. But like we're not promoting it really in any way besides just putting it out there. So if you find this podcast, you actually should email us and let us know how you found it and why you're listening, because we would love to find out.
we would love to find out, because truthfully, this is not being broadcast anywhere. It's just we said we're doing nothing. We want to do nothing, but we got to do something to do nothing. Does that make sense? We have to do something, but it has to be nothing.
Well, that's the thing. Everybody's doing something. We'll do something, but it will be nothing.
It's going to be nothing.
Just like the intro to the podcast said.
Yeah.
Well, hey, folks, this is the first episode. Thanks for listening. Happy Friday. If you listened on your commute.
Yeah, happy Friday.
Enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe out there. Call your parents. I love you. The end.
Yep, we love you. We'll catch you next time.
We'll catch you next time, folks. The music's probably going to